Okay, it's Utah. So Utah has banned, um, they've banned social media for under 18-year-olds without a parent's consent. And I actually think that's kind of cool. Just because I'm gonna be honest with you, like maybe I just had some arrested development. I remember when I got to college and I was gonna leave college, and I realized that people in high school or fuck high school, middle school were fucking in the hallways and shit. Like I I got introduced to even just sexuality um throughout high school, right? But then when you leave high school and you go to college and whatever, you realize the new generation is getting to that shit in like middle school. And I'm hearing people saying, they sucking dick at 14, 15. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Now I believe that, sexuality is kind of being introduced to children at like 10 to 12. Whether they're acting on it or not is up for public debate. But they're being introduced at a really young age. So, when you see social media, which has obviously helped somebody like me, and it's obviously that's my career, I wonder if I had a kid, would I have my kid on social media before they turned 18, where they could maybe there's some parenting and babysitting factors of social media where you can be like, hey, go watch this timeline and leave me the fuck alone. But you might just have somebody who you might have just introduced them to some degenerate behavior, bro. Like, I don't know. I've been just really thinking about it where it's like, social media is a great thing. And by the way, when I was having this conversation, I try to be very fair. I didn't have somebody to debate with. So when I don't have somebody to debate with, I kind of like just try to debate both sides for as long as I can. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, Ak, you also did say one of your only regrets in life is that you wish you started your career earlier. I pretty much started at like 19, 20. You wanted to start at like 16. But these days with for example, imagine having a kid on Twitter. Like, Twitter's full of porn. People telling a dude that, yo, that dick you got is whack. You gotta go get like a pussy right now. Like, yo, you gotta, like, bruv, like that's what's popping. That's what's going on right now. So it's like, I kind of look at that and I'm like, yo, damn, if I did bring a kid into this world, do I allow social media and the times and the happenings of what everything else is being pushed on us, or what society seems to be deeming cool, to kind of dictate what my kid comes to me and asks me questions about? Like, yo, why did my homie Johnny just fucking say he's about to chop his dick off or whatever? Or do I at least like, yo, bro, I'm from Jamaica. It's like, motherfucker, like, raise your kids the way you want to, and then when they become close to being adults, let them do what they want to do. So I've been thinking about that recently, which is kind of an interesting thing because I don't even have kids. But I look at, we now live in a world and time where social media drives and influences everything. And it goes even beyond that, because that thought brings me to my next topic. It brings me to AI. It brings me to, artificial intelligence, which I've been so kind of eager to talk about. If you listen to the conversation I had with Young Blue, I talked a lot about artificial intelligence because, well, I think there's some great usage of it, but I think there's a lot of fear too, because you don't know what it could create. It's kind of an interesting time that I'm watching this artificial intelligence shit happen. So AI, obviously we know AI through the music stuff. Like I just read, they took down a Drake Weeknd AI song. Like, they took it down. Let's see if we can find it. Is it Hard on My Sleeves? Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. I think this is it. Oh, no bullshit. Is this a real song? Wait, this song on Metro album, right? Or is this like completely made up? Is this like a real song? Okay, let me just stop it here because I don't want to get any of the streams cut. Hey, this was my whole thing about AI. What happens when the AI gets better than the artists who are uninspired? who, because they care about creativity and artistry, they have clammed up. They don't want to work with other people. So their creative process is the same that it's been for the last 5-10 years. We're hearing the same sounds. They're not that creative. Obviously, not Drake and Weeknd. They're still pretty creative. But what happens when the AI songs get better than their songs? Sorry to tell y'all, I've never heard the song before. It's the first time I'm playing it right now. This song's better than Search and Rescue. 100% by a mile. So what happens when an AI song created by fans, or maybe created by a couple of writers or producers who have just cooked this up, is better than the songs that Drake could produce? What happens then? What happens then? Are we here for the best art, or do we suppress the art to protect the integrity of the artist? That's the interesting part of it. That's the interesting part of it. I've said that I think that people are scared of this technology now in terms of music, but they will be eventually going to use it. You know why? I believe that what happens when, hey, if somebody goes to Pop Smoke's family and say, yo, you know, we found this rhyme book. He wanted to record these type of songs before he passed away, but we could still get his voice to do it. All we have to do is use AI. Is that a problem? Will you be mad? His family wanted to do that. What about Pooh Shiesty? He's locked up. He probably want to record certain songs that he probably got ideas he record over a jail phone to his homies. Maybe there's a production company that could make that happen. Is that wrong? Why don't you use AI? Why don't you use AI for reference tracks? People make reference tracks. If music is about making the best art, why not utilize the technology rather than suppress it? What better way could we tell that you're a great writer or a great producer other than you making a full track with AI? Oh shit, I just heard, if I'm Drake and a writer comes with me with some rhymes, now I got to think about how you would sing it and I would sing it. Oh, shit, no, I already got your voice singing this shit. Maybe you could redo it or add ad-libs to your own AI. Also, here's the thing, and I mentioned this on the Young Blue episode. Drake is somebody, he's at every fucking front row seat at every basketball game. He's fucking 30 bitches. He got mad things, mad motion. You think he got time to really be cooking up lyrics and all that type of stuff? If AI could basically come up with ideas, or people could present ideas with the use of AIs, isn't your album creation process even easier and quicker? You've worked with Quentin Miller to create some of the greatest works. What's wrong with that? I think this will be used, especially for posthumous or locked up artists, and I think it will be refined over time. Now, I was going to wait for this, but I'll give you the announcement now. Chat, what was going to happen pretty soon is that there's a producer. He said he made the, which one was it? He said he made Ariana Grande Controller. He wants to come on stream. He's going to show us how to do it. Y'all, is that cool with y'all? He wants to come. This is amazing. I'll schedule with him. We could probably get him on next stream. He hit me up. He said, he's a producer too, by the way. But he knows how to use and manipulate AI. I'm rocking with it. Here's what I believe with AI. So let me give my opinion on it. It's dangerous, but it's good. I think it's dangerous because I think certain artists are feeling that their works or their voice or what they believe is their sound could get, number one, hoard out. Number two, could get manipulated to say things they didn't say, which is a problem. But number three, and this might be the biggest one, it's about ownership, right? If the person who created that song with The Weeknd and Drake, if Drake didn't create it or didn't sing it, why, like, who owns it? Now, I personally believe that Drake and The Weeknd should own it. But here's the thing. These labels at this point are not set up to be going through a bunch of litigation with these things because, number one, I think a court would agree that if you're creating a song using a AI that's kind of using Drake's voice to re-record it or record it in a whatever way, that should be Drake's creation, or Drake should own a part of the copyright to it. However, here's the thing. What happens when you have a song with multiple artists? It's Drake and The Weeknd, but it's neither of them. I mean, granted, Drake and The Weeknd, they're both on Republic, but they both have separate deals and separate situations within UMG. Whose song does it become? If you don't know how the music industry works, it's a lot on splits, right? What's the split on that? What's the publishing? How does that go? There's a lot to be figured out. Here's the thing, and I will say this to newer artists now. If you're going to sign a new contract, and I believe because the music business, trust me, they're usually slow, but they ain't that slow. Anybody who signed a contract, I would imagine as of this month going forward, it's going to say that the label owns your AI recordings in perpetuity and also probably has different splits if in certain circumstances they're forced to use it. And also I could imagine the label try to use leverage to say if you are unwilling to create music as per their instructions or otherwise, they are allowed to drop music with your voice or your voice and likeness using AI. That's going to be very scary. So again, this technology is super scary where like you don't know where it's going to go, but that's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? So as to ask for voice ownerships, somebody said you can copyright the tone of a voice. You're right. However, if the tone of a voice is made off of, remember, the AI is not a real thing. Like, that's the thing with art. Basically, I think they're going to just attribute it. If you use my voice, and I don't know if you guys know how AI works, it basically it uses something as a foundation and creates almost a palette where it could create anything. If you use me as the foundation, I am the creator. Do you get what I mean? Because the AI software itself can't be the creator, and it's going to come to some litigation and say, well, whoever wrote that for Weeknd and Drake, why don't they get like something, you know what I mean? Why don't they get, they should have some writer credits or whatever the case is. That's going to be very interesting if you ask me. Somebody said Creative Commons? Nah. You can tell it's not going to be seen as Creative Commons, like under a Creative Commons license, because you're already watching UMG blanketly pull down Eminem AI songs saying, yo, this song belongs to Eminem. Now, what's going to happen is that somebody who is a part of this AI program or a writer, they're going to have to take this to court and try to escalate it to say, well, fine, it is Drake's or it is The Weeknd's or it is whoever's voice is being used, but like in the creation of music and the process of creating music, I wrote it, so I'm owed, or I should go through some arbitration for royalty points, or I should go through having my what do you call it again? Publishing. That's gonna be a big thing. You know what I mean? Somebody said fair use. It can't be fair use when I get what you're trying to say with fair use. You're just trying to take a bunch of things and manipulate it. Nah. That's why the courts. Hey, somebody's waiting right now to see that first court decision. And if you ask me, I think Universal, because I think these major labels, they're not going to have to bring it to court first because they have too much of a stake. They do too much business with YouTube, Spotify, this and third. So when they say take our shit down, a singular artist is not going to be able to tell Spotify, oh, no, that's actually not Drake. That's an AI kind of operating in Drake's vocal tone or whatever the case is. You know what they're going to say? Fuck you. We don't know you. We do business with these guys. We're taking it down. So somebody's going to have to sue, and they're going to have to sue these big record labels and probably put in some of these streaming services in their lawsuit, and then go through the painstaking process of maybe a couple of years of getting that landmark decision. Once that landmark decision gets given, now you can start making some other things. Spillmaster, what's up with you, brother? I see you. Don't you worry, I see you, brother. All right. Let me see what else. Okay. I think I think we've gotten to a good enough point. We gave you 6 hours today, chat. We are gonna call it a night for tonight. I will be back on tomorrow. I'm doing an interview. I'll give you the heads up. I'm doing an interview. Y'all can hit me personally if y'all have questions to it. I'm doing an interview for Off the Record for Conway. So Conway, I'm gonna interview Conway, and I'm gonna crank out a solo podcast as well. Other than that, I'm sorry for being absent from streaming a little bit. I'm glad I'm back on YouTube. I'm glad I'm back on Twitch. I'm glad I'm back on Facebook, and obviously our home, which is Rumble. I'm glad I'm there as well. So this is kind of a welcome back to all the platforms that we're used to. We'll get in the kind of, we're gonna get in the groove of things. You know what I mean? Salute to the people who subscribe on either platform. Whether you're on the negotiator page, gifting subs, appreciate you. Whether you're on Twitch, obviously gifting subs, appreciate you. Whether you are becoming a member on Rumble or you're gifting Rumble rants as well, I appreciate you guys as well. All right. Let's call it a day here. I'm also going to watch some playoff games. So I know the NBA playoffs is going on. I got LeBron winning. If not LeBron, I got my boy Big Giannis. Other than that, I'm going to go kick it for the rest of the night. Try to give you some more content in terms of streams. I got to cut up some parts of and by the way, I do this myself. The Young Blue video that we did. And yeah, I will see you most likely tomorrow. I can't tell you what time I'm going to see you tomorrow, but today was an early stream. We got to get back on a night schedule. So if you're asking me, maybe tomorrow night. All right. Love y'all, chat. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching on Rumble. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Thank you guys for welcoming me back and appreciate me and tuning in on Twitch. All right. By the way, also last thing before I get off, the money that we got from all the purchases, and this is all due to y'all. I want to clap it up for y'all. I want everybody to clap it up. It's about $5,000. We sold these shirts for about like $28 a pop after the discount.